Hey everyone, from yesterday's video, here's that railroad tie puller that I found. It's severely rusted. You can see lots of pitting along it because this thing has been buried on the edge of the train tracks for who knows how long. So far I've been unable to free the joint. I'm going to sand it down first, then I'm going to use some penetrating oil since I don't want the sparks it creates to light that on fire. I'm also going to sharpen up the points on the end of it, then afterwards I'm going to go ahead and spray paint it. This is a rivet, so I cannot remove that part. First I'm going to start off with a grinding wheel to go ahead and get the big stuff off. Then I'm going to use a steel wool cup to finish it. I have my earplugs, gloves, safety glasses, and mask for any rusty dust this may create. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. After about 20 minutes of grinding, I got the thing to be pretty shiny and pretty smooth now. I got all that heavy rust off of it with a grinding wheel. Then I did some finishing with a steel cup brush. Now everything is nice. Those pits, I can't do anything about them because I'd have to take away too much metal, which I don't want to do. I'm going to be painting this in a few minutes. I'm going to paint it just one color, black. That way it won't get too dirty. Now this, I still have yet to free that. Since I found this thing by that culvert, it has not moved at all. So I might not even be painting this today, but I have to free this. First I'm going to start off by using some penetrating oil to try to free that. Here's some oil that I'm going to be using. Just going to go ahead and put it along there, along the joints. And I'm just going to try pounding on this a few times. I don't want to bend anything, but I'm going to do what I can. Then I have to wash away this oil before I paint it. Because this thing probably hasn't moved in 10, 20 years. I don't know when the last time they used this was. That just does not want to move. Not one bit. Yeah, that's going to take some time of soaking. Just cannot free that. It's going to take a whole lot. Nope. Didn't budge. Okay, a couple minutes later, I finally got it to budge a tiny bit. See that? Maybe you can't even, probably can't even see that. It's moving ever so slightly. Oh, you see that now? It's moving a little, that's the start. And this tool, it doesn't have a big range. This is all it's really meant to move, just a little bit. Push that again. But that hasn't moved in like decades, long time. Put more oil in there. Still not opening fully. Finally getting it to start. See, it still has a lot of room to move. Well, this is going to take a little bit of time for that to work down in there. It's still not opening to its fullest. I have to remove the oil so that the paint will stick to it. As soon as the paint dries, I'll oil it up once again. Just going to use some soap and water to get that off. I'm going to heat it up, dry it off, then the paint can stick to it. Also, what I'm doing is removing any soot from the grinding process. points are super sharp now since I got them. Okay, you see it's pretty good now. All that oil's just about off of it. There was all kinds of sand and rusty corrosion in that joint, so as soon as washing it, it no longer gets stuck now. It washed everything out of there. Also, when I was down clearing that culvert where I found this, I also found this tank of, this is called MAP gas. It's super rusted, right? But it's still half full and it works. That was a good find. I'm going to use it up immediately because it's so rusty, but I'm going to be using this just to dry it super fast. MAP gas burns like twice as hot as propane. This is completely unnecessary. I feel like doing it. It's about 10 minutes later. The whole thing is completely dry now. It's not hot at all. I was very gentle going over it with that blowtorch. Now I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum Black Extra Glossy to get this thing painted. I'm probably going to do like 3 coats on each side. I want to go over it very gently. Then I'll re-oil it once I'm done. Yeah, that thing is starting to look real nice. I really don't care about that cinder block getting paint on it. If you've watched my videos over the years, I've used that thing in so many experiments. It's amazing that it's still in one piece. I'm going to have to flip this over when it dries and do the other side of the handle. But I'm able to get quite a bit of it done right now. I'm not going to mess around with the bottom because I can't see it. It says on the can of spray paint to wait about 10 minutes, then I can reapply another coat, another 10 minutes, another coat, wait an hour, then I can flip it over. So by the end of today, this thing will look pretty good. 24 hours to cure. It's been about 4 hours and the paint is completely dry. These Timber Tongs came out pretty good. No more rust. I painted them a nice glossy black. I'm thinking about using them as fire tongs. These would be perfect for turning big logs. I made them nice and sharp. They're not rusty anymore, and it moves nice and freely. Thanks for watching. This piece of wood is a bit small, but I think it'll get the point across of what they are. You go ahead and you just grab it like that. If this was a railroad tie, you'd have one guy on each end of it with one of these, and you'd pick it up and put it into place. Those spikes really get into that